This video is about why the second wave of coronavirus panic and lockdown is coming this fall. Now, I do hope that I am wrong, but I think the odds are pretty strong that it's going to get worse after people are released from their lockdown, quarantine, stay-at-home orders, whatever word you want to use for it. So why am I saying this? Well, you just need to go over to England and check out Boris Johnson. He's in ICU right now, and this is from The Guardian, April 6th. And down below, you can see this paragraph, sentence, and so I just blew it up here so it's easier to read. So according to a published report last week, more than 70% of patients placed in intensive care after being infected with COVID-19 were overweight, obese, or severely obese. So why is it going to get worse after lockdown? Well, because we know what happens when you cage people. You stress them out. And what do? Well, they eat more crappy food. So this is from the Miami Herald on March 27th. How to avoid gaining weight when you're stuck at home because of coronavirus. So it's very obvious what's going to happen. A friend of mine said that he's got a wine connoisseur buddy, and they're sitting around half the day drinking wine and eating cheese and crackers. We know the outcome of that. And a lot of these people are afraid to just go outside and take a walk, so they're sitting at home cooped up. Most people don't have. The average person doesn't have exercise equipment, and typically people use the excuse of, if I can't get to the gym, well, then I can't exercise. So you know weight gain is coming, and weight gain is absolutely a problem. So look what else we're told from England and the Daily Mail. Coronavirus, this was from April 3rd. The coronavirus will make us fatter. People will exercise less because of lockdown and eat more due to stress and their stockpiled food. Now, what does the average person stockpile? Not salmon and broccoli and asparagus and whatever other healthy foods that you like. Basically, animal products and vegetation. People are going to sit there and eat more of the middle aisle food that I showed you the image of earlier. Or in the previous image. So what's the outcome of all this? We become fatter. What does that mean? This is a normal, lean population of fat cells and immune cells. This is a rotting, sick, necrotic, pro-inflammatory pile of immune cells, and they end up being populated by cells, these natural killer cells and cytotoxic T cells and specific immune cells that go after viral infections otherwise. So we become infected with body fat. Really a bad situation, and you can watch it if you wish. I did a video on March 10th that shows how obesity increases coronavirus severity. So it's not just, people always say, well, you're fat shaming. Well, we talk about 70% isn't shaming, it's just reporting facts actually, right? So, and people say, well, what about the other 30%? Probably unhealthy, normal weight people. And the other problem is that if you're old with inflammation, which I've discussed in many other videos, and you're frail, you're more likely to get sick as well. So this was published March 2nd, 2018. And what do we see here? Title, Underweight, Overweight, and Obesity as Independent Risk Factors for Hospitalization and Children from Influenza and Other Respiratory Viruses. Well, we know COVID is a respiratory virus, or at least that seems to be where focus is. So we have that problem that's going to occur over the next few months. And even now, after this last month, we already know people can gain 5-10 pounds in a month if they're sitting at home drinking and eating cheese and crackers and chips and dips and cheese puffs and all the rest of the crap people eat. So what else is happening if they're afraid to go outside? Well, they're not going to be getting any sun. And we know that vitamin D is anti-inflammatory and pushes our immune profile, whereby it augments anti-inflammatory immune cells and it inhibits pro-inflammatory immune cells, those same immune cells that are responsible for participating in the cytokine storm that kills people who have the coronavirus. So if we go back to Britain, what do we see? Whoops, there you go. So this was published in 2007. It just shows you this is the normal level, or the cutoff. So you can see 80 nanomoles is equal to 32 nanograms per ml. Now the normal range of vitamin D is 32 to 100 nanograms per ml. So this is British population, 45 years of age, and you can see never during the year does the average Brit of 45 years of age reach normal vitamin D? This is normal lifestyle without being locked up. Same thing for Americans. Even as far south as Miami, if you stay indoors, you'll be vitamin D deficient. This has been tracked for a long time. In fact, vitamin D deficiency is not that dissimilar from the northern tier of the U.S. and the southern tier of the U.S. So now you can see right now where we have the worst amount of vitamin D right through in here. And this, of course, well, I should put it like right in here. Come on, right in here. This is where you typically get a nice peak of cold flu-like symptoms. As we drop down to the pits of low vitamin D, you can see how low it is here. It's like 15 nanograms. And so it climbs back up as we go in the sun, but the poor Brits never get there. So what will happen? Well, we'll be vitamin D deficient, and what you should know about vitamin D deficiency is that vitamin D, when it's deficient, it's going to pump up pro-inflammatory immune function that facilitates cytokine storm. So what else is going on during the coronavirus lockdown? Let's drink more. U.S. alcohol sales increased 55% in 1 week amid coronavirus pandemic. Now, you know people aren't sitting there drinking their extra beer and wine with an awesome proper portion of filet mignon and a ton of vegetables. They're doing their chips, dips, cheese puffs, and all the rest of the stuff that the average American overeats, which is sugar, flour, and refined oil. And when you have a cooped up animal who wants to get out, they're going to look for pleasure at home, and the pleasure at home that they're going to go for will be food. Food. So we have this severe problem. We have this lockdown scenario that is going to facilitate a greater expression of overweight, obese, and severely obese people. And we know that these people are far more likely to be the ones who get hospitalized. So more than ever, if you're home, or if you have friends who are at home or patients, they need to know that they should be losing weight while they're in lockdown. They should be doing exercise. They should be working in their yards and stepping in place. Anything, watching Jack LaLanne videos from 40 years ago, or take out your dust off your Power 90X stuff and just be gentle with yourself and get yourself down to a normal body mass index. Lots of ways to do it. Many, many books out there. These are the ones that, of course, I have written, and I think they're very helpful. You can pick them up at dflame.com, and you can follow me on my D-Flame Nutrition YouTube channel, and of course D-Flame Nutrition on Facebook.